old, it's a couple of things I ain't seen. And I like what David wrote when he said, I was young and I'm now old, and there's a couple of things I've never seen, and that's the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. I've been around in the New Earth Covenant for 20 plus now, and I ain't seen nobody in here forsaken. I ain't seen nobody in here begging for bread. I ain't seen nobody in trouble that couldn't get out of it. We've always came as a family to help each other, which is what it's all about. So shout out to the New Earth Covenant Church, amen? All right, Mark chapter 5, starting with verse 1, and it says, and they came over unto the other side of the sea, into the country of Gadarenes. And when he had come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tomb a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him, not even chains. Who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him, not even chains could hold him. That's how much these spirits, this unclean spirit, had a hold. And we all know when demons can get into a person, they can become strong, because it's really not them, it's the spirit that's dwelling in them. Amen? Amen. Because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked by him, and the feathers broken into pieces, neither could any man tame him. And always night and day he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. See, when these unclean spirits get in you, they want to kill you. They don't want to come out. They want to stay and continue to reside where they live in. But when he saw Jesus afar, he ran and worshiped him and cried with a loud voice and said, what have I done? What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God, and thou tormentest me not. For he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, what is your name? And he answered, he said, for my name is Legion, for we are many. See, it starts with one. All it takes is one to get in you, and it's like a capillary attraction. Capillary attraction is everything comes together and joins together to create one. And he asked him, what is thy name? And he said, my name is Legion, for we are many. And he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. Now there were unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding. And all the devils that besought him, saying, send us into the swine, that we may enter us into them. And forthwith Jesus gave them and to leave, and the unclean spirits went out, and they entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down the steep. So in other words, when these spirits get in you, they cannot roam freely. They have to have something to go to. They have to have something to enter. So if it's not in you, it's going to get out of you, and it can run into a family member. They beg Jesus, because if it does roam and it has no place to go, then it's got to go back to hell. And if a demon don't want to be back in hell, then what makes you think that we want to go to hell? Amen. So these things asked Jesus, get us into the swine, and the swine ran over to the edge of the mountain and jumped down into the water and drowned. Now that, to me, would make me not want an unclean spirit. But we'll be surprised how easy an unclean spirit can get into you. I give a quick little testimony about myself. I got an unclean spirit that has been plaguing me probably since I was 15, and that unclean spirit is drunkenness. It will not leave me alone. I mastered it through the help of the Lord for about 10, 11 years. And as we'll see in the text, I let my guard down on it. I let my guard down on it a couple of years on a cruise. Which has, say what you want to say, you know, you can't go back and erase history. I probably shouldn't have went. Because I always knew and heard what go on cruises. But I'm not faulting nobody. I made the decision. But that drunkenness spirit entered into my life again. And has been wreaking and creating havoc over the last couple years. But through the grace of God, just like Sister Cheryl said, those people in the Bahamas wish they would have had another day or another chance, the ones that didn't accept Christ. Christ gave me another chance, and I'm fighting this battle again. Because the good thing about a fighter is kind of like you know how to beat a certain person. If you beat him one time, you feel you can beat him again. If you beat him 2 times, you feel you can beat him 3 times. Because you know what they're all about. And I know what drunk